this is your first time, I'm Kyle. I'm one half of the Wandering Shores. So my wife and I have been traveling for 5 years full-time on the road, and we love to boondock. And as you probably saw from the title of this video as well as the thumbnail, we are outside Vernal, Utah at McCoy Flats Dispersed Camping Area. This is a very popular boondocking as well as mountain biking trail system. So there are a lot of options out here. I am going to drop an insert here of a photo. There are actually 3 pit toilet areas / trailheads. You can see here, this is the main trailhead that I'm currently at, and it has 2 pit toilets along with all of the tools if you needed to do any repairs on your bicycle. There is a boondocking spot right out behind here, but there are sites all along the road here. And for those of you who haven't been here and are not used to this type of stuff, like us, it's paved the whole way. I mean, other than when you pull off to go to your boondocking spot, the actual main road, McCoy Flats Road, is actually paved. So it's very windy today. I don't know if you can tell by the way that this is blowing around. Hopefully the wind is okay. I've got the muff on my microphone. So, but yeah, there is many options out here. I'm also, if you don't leave too early, I'm gonna take you inside and show you all of the resources that are available in the area, as well as talk about an aerial overview of the boondocking options that are here using Google Maps. Okay, so we just turned off of 191 and heading south on McCoy Flats Road. As you can see, and I mentioned in the intro, this is a paved road. It's not the best paved road in the world, but it is a paved road, basically back to most all of the boondocking sites. Now, like we mentioned, this is a highly popular mountain biking area, but there's also opportunity for hiking. And I believe there is ATV trails out here, but I'm not sure. So please check with the BLM regarding that, because I've seen some ATVs, but I've only seen them driving on the main road, and I don't see a whole lot of trails that they'd be driving on here in the actual McCoy Flats area. So as you come in, you'll start seeing little offshoot roads like this one right here to the left. But as you'll see, you know, I'm probably overlaying a slight drone footage, but there is ample opportunity for rigs of any size out here. You can get as far off the road as you want, or right next to it. Here's a spot here on the right hand side that is gorgeous as well. Very easy access. There's another set over here on the left. So there are boondocking sites galore out here. We arrived on a Friday last week, and many of them were taken at the time, but they were also having some type of event. I thought at first it might have been a mountain bike event, but turns out it was not. So it might have just been a family gathering. So some of the larger group sites were already taken. There are some blind hills, as you probably just saw me coming over that one. So you got to be cautious and stay on the right-hand side of the road. If you've got high clearance, you could go right there up the right-hand side and get up on top of that overlook. You enjoy free camping and boondocking across the United States? Well, we've got a lot more for you. If you haven't already checked out thewanderingshores.com, and we have an interactive Google map there where you can see all of the spots we've done campsite reviews of, as well as things to do in the area. All right, folks, this is Editing Voice Kyle checking in here. I'm going to speed up this next section of us driving through the rest of McCoy Flats Dispersed Camping. The video did record, but the audio did not, so I'm just going to kind of speed it up. I was showing you some of the other amazing boondocking sites. I'm going to show you a lot of those in the overhead view using Google Maps here in about 20 seconds. So thanks for being patient, and hope you're enjoying this quick, fast drive through.
Welcome inside, everyone. So we're going to show you an overview of the McCoy Flats Dispersed Camping Area southwest of Vernal. And later in this video, we're going to talk about the resources available in the area. Also, don't forget, we did a campsite review for Forest Road 217 up in the Ashley National Forest. So that's going to be released next Wednesday, so be sure to check that out. But let's first talk about McCoy Flats. So here we are in Vernal, and as you can see, right outside of Vernal is McCoy Flats Road. Right there is the GPS coordinates. Now, I'm going to put all the coordinates in the video description, but this is the primary one. This is going to be the turnoff. You're going to come in off of US 191, which is also known as Highway 40, and I will put on the satellite map. Now, when you first pull off, there is a grate right here, which is no big deal other than two vehicles can't go in at the same time, or one can't come in and come out. You know what I mean. There is a big pull-off area here if you wanted to drop your rig and go scout to find your best spot. There was somebody camped there when we were there, which seems pretty odd to me since there's so many other options and this is right on the main highway, but they were camped there for several days. Now, as you head back in on McCoy, remember I told you that it is paved. It's not fantastically paved, but it is paved. As you're coming back in, you're going to see the road kind of winds through. I think the speed limit's like 25 miles an hour, so be careful as you're coming through. Now, the first thing you're going to come to, there are a few dispersed camping sites along the way before you come into the first trailhead. But I wanted to mention this first trailhead for a big reason. You can't camp in the trailhead, but this is where they are in the process, right back in this area here, they're in the process of building a new BLM campground. How that's going to impact everything, honestly, I don't know, but they are in the process of building it. They just started this year in May of 2025. There was some construction equipment back there, but I don't know if that's going to be a paid campground. I don't know if that means you're not going to be able to disperse camp since there's a campground there. That's probably not going to be happening, but be advised. But that is the main, first main trailhead area for mountain biking. Now, as you come a little bit further in, you're going to start to see all of these offshoot roads. I'm only going to highlight a few of them where, kind of primarily most of the boondocking goes on. But you can obviously, depending upon your rig, can get back any of these other little side roads and explore for yourself. But let's come down here to what is the main uh, trailhead, and that's McCoy Flats Corral, which is right there. Right across the street, you're going to find an amazing campsite that overlooks the valley right here, or the canyon. That, as you can see, there's already an RV there in the Google photo. And then also back behind that area is another spot that had a very large fifth wheel in it. So you can pretty much get anything you want in any of these sites. As you go a little bit further in, you're going to come to this little side road. And again, I'll put some of these GPS coordinates for you to check out, but they're pretty easy to see in an overhead view. This was a large area for multiple rigs if you were looking for something and you had some friends that were camping with you. As you come back in, then this is what I refer to as the third trailhead. There is a pit toilet, which is right there, and you can see another area where, look at that, another RV. That's the kind of stuff you want to look for. You want to try to camp where others have already camped so that we're not destroying the environment and, making new campsites. There's also a spot right across the street right there. I think in the drive-in video you saw the big blue truck sitting there. And as you go up, it doesn't look this way, which is why it's always deceiving, but this is a large hill, and that's where we opted to camp, right there at the top of that large hill. There are a few campsites back down this road. However, I will say this road turns into, like a 2-track, and if you don't have high clearance, you're going to have issues getting back here. But there's a real nice spot right there as well. This is an old cow corral that's broken down. I don't know, that might actually be cows in there in the picture, but this thing looks broken down. It hasn't been used in a long time, but there is a nice boondocking spot back there as well. So those are kind of the main areas, but there's lots of in between. So get yourself out here to McCoy Flats and take a look and find the perfect camping site for yourself. I am also now going to take you in the inside and talk about the resources available in the Vernal area, which are plentiful, so don't leave just yet. All right, everyone, we are inside now, and we're going to talk about the resources available in the Vernal, Utah area for these two amazing boondocking sites up at Forest Road 217 in the Ashley National Forest, as well as our other campsite review for McCoy Flats Dispersed Camping there in the southwestern side of Vernal. So, as you can see, here is the state of Utah. We're going to zoom in here in the northeast corner. There is the city of Vernal, and the Ashley Forest is all of this area up here. McCoy Flats will be down in this area right here. But let's talk about the resources now inside of the Vernal area. So first, we're going to start off with dumping water. That's probably the two most important things. You've really got a great option, and I'll zoom in here on the Maverick station. And again, all these GPS coordinates and links will be in the video description. Here is the Maverick station in Vernal. I'm going to put on the satellite view. Right here is the dump station with non-potable water next to it. I did find, however, they do have a water spigot here. I don't know if I can take this down into view on, I think maybe right here. There we go. Well, back here in the back of the gas station, you're going to be able to get water at pump 15. Pump 15 does have a water spigot on it, and that's what this other pin is that's right there. Pump 15, I think, is the second pump in, but you can get water there at the Maverick station. So dumping water, and as we all enjoy, it's free. That's the primary option. There are some other spots in Vernal where you can get water. I would highly recommend that you primarily you can check on the iOverlander for those. But let's talk about groceries now. Two main sources for groceries in Vernal. You've got the Walmart Supercenter right here, and then you've got the Smith's grocery store. Let me back out. It's one of these pins over here is the Smith's. There it is right there, Smith's. So those are going to be good options for you as well if you're looking for groceries. Well, now I got all kinds of different layers on here. But that's, oh, here, I got to turn that off. That's what I need to do. Yeah, so you got Smith's. Now, laundromats. You've got several. I'm going to just talk about the two that I would recommend. My wife, Michelle, went to Busy Bee Laundry. The nice thing about this, it's a little more outside of town, so it's not quite as busy, but it's also open 24 hours a day. So, you know, that's one option. And then in town, you've got the West End Laundromat. That's the highest rated one at a 4.2. It's also a dry cleaner, but they do have laundromat facilities as well, as you can see in this image right here. Those are the two options. If you're looking for propane, Milt's Ace Home Center here, the Ace Hardware, they do have a propane tank, and the nice thing about it is, actually, oh yeah, there you can see it. It is right there. And so that means they sell it by the gallon, which makes it a lot easier because sometimes Aces tend to want to just charge you a flat fee no matter how empty or full your tank might be. Now, one of the other unique options you're going to have here in town, and we didn't actually get a chance to check it out, but at the Unita, I think that's how you spell it, Unita, Unita. I don't know, however you say it. I'm not from the area. Sorry, I'm butchering this Native American name. But at the community center, you can actually take a hot shower. Now, you're going to have to call in advance, but my understanding at the most recent check is it's like $1.50 for a shower pass, and you got to use cash, or it's like $3 or $4 to get in for the day to be able to use the facility. And as you can see, it is a nice facility. They've got swimming pools, workout area. It's a really, really nice facility. So if you're looking for a place to take a shower, if you're in a camper van or a tent or something like that, and you don't have water for showers, that's an option. Now, a little bit outside of town, north of Ashley National Forest, way up here, you're going to find Lodgepole Campground. They do have a dump station with water. The dump station is $10, but it is often closed. So if you are looking at that end of town and you might want to reach out to the National Forest office in the area to find out what the status of that particular dump station and water is. When we were there, it was actually closed, but it was still early in the season. Then, if you're coming in from the west, you're going to pass Roosevelt, the town of Roosevelt, which is a really cool town with lots of resources. But the Maverick gas station there as well has water and a dump. So that's another option, and that one is free. So hopefully this information on the resources available in the area is helpful. There is obviously a post office here in Vernal that you can send general delivery to if you want to go that route. We didn't actually get any mail delivered, so I don't know if there are other alternatives in the area. But we hope you enjoy this material. If you do, give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out thewanderingshores.com, as we have a free interactive map of all of our campsite reviews, which are well over 100 now. We'll see you next week, everyone.